There we go.
Welcome to The Other Dimension with the team, Damon Penny, Ben Winfield, and Louisa Brown. We guide you through the supernatural, the occult, and the unexplained, answering questions that will make you question your grip of reality, with special guests guiding you through everything from demons to divination, cryptids to crystals, religion to skeptics. We explore in depth the true meaning of the unexplained. So strap in, kick back, and enjoy as we enter the other dimension.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's your Friday night paranormal fix. It's the other dimension, and we. Wow. What a donut.
I just want to, before we even get anything today, I just want to apologise then, guys, for as soon as you come on after the intro, all you can see is my dog's behind as she climbs up in between me and Lou. So you just got a full view of the dog's backside.
Oh my god. Only here on the other dimension, I'll tell you, only on the other dimension. Hello guys, welcome along. It's your Friday night paranormal fix. It's the other dimension. We're live and direct. We was meant to be going live on Saturday this week, but me and Ben and me, decided we were going to go live tonight. So that's a really death stare. What the hell? What have I done wrong?
Oh, just listening.
My god. I can see why Ben gets so scared when you look at it now.
That's all. Yeah, live tonight, live tomorrow. Double live.
Yeah, double live. I'm your host, Damon Penny, aka the Paranormal Viking. I'm joined by my two hosts, the Dark Lord and the Queen of Sprites, aka the Queen of Divination, Louisa Brown and Ben Winfield.
Hello.
Hello.
We're just being silly now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Didn't help that the boys were talking and didn't realise it was 2 minutes past, and they were like, "Oh no, we need to go live. Are we going live?" Shh. No,
That's it. All right, Lou. Snitches get stitches. Yeah, just remember that. No,
look at this, me boy.
We all know our place on this show.
Big shouts out to Em in the chat room. Shouts out to Craig, out to Jeanette, out to everyone locking in and locking on. Tonight, it is listeners' request. We stuck a post up in the middle of the week and we asked you guys what you want us to talk about. There's a lot to get through. So if we don't get through them all, guys, bear with us. We'll do another one. Yeah, there'll be a part 2. What are we going to say? Right. Other dimension. All our partner shows, Divination, Occult and Science, both Truth Collective and Supernatural, which is coming. We've all got merchandise now, so if you want to get yourself your own, very own, and bear in mind, they are literally exclusive. You can't actually buy them from anywhere else. I'll put the link up after the show. It's also on the page. They're quite cheap. They're print to order, so whatever size you want, whatever colour you want. I really like the one with the 3 characters on it. I thought that was quite cool. Even though Lou decided she looks like a princess more than a queen, but we're not even going to go there.
Yes, and we do have one with hashtag Sage Rage Rampage on as well.
Yes, it's official. We have the Sage Rage Rampage t-shirts. You can get them in a t-shirt, a hoodie, a cup, a bag, a jumper. They're all available. I'll put the link up after the show. Tomorrow night, we are interviewing Mark from P3 Paranormal all the way over across the pond in America. It's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to that. That'll be a one-off. And for you Patreoners out there, now, for the Patreoners, I've been doing daily video logs. We've done an experiment with frequencies the other day. But you'll also be getting an extra half an hour on top of tomorrow's show. That will be only exclusive for the Patreoners. So you'll be able to get down and find out about Mark that little bit more. So Patreon's kicking off. Matt, that's it. I knew it was Matt. I was just texting to see if Lou was actually listening. If you want to
first I wasn't sure if it was just your accent. Yeah, but then when you said it again,
my Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire sauce.
I'm just gonna stay out of this.
How does Ben say it?
Ben goes Pass the jitty
It's
sauce.
that sauce you put on toast.
Yeah.
You put tomato sauce on toast.
Yeah.
Oh
Cheese.
my god, so do I.
Yeah.
That's normal. Well, you don't have tomato
No.
sauce on toast.
Posh lady here has tomato puree.
Oh my god. You was here, Lou. Now you're somewhere down here. That's like a pizza with no cheese.
No. I don't just have tomato puree on toast. It's when you have cheese on toast, you have it with tomato puree. I don't just have tomato puree on toast. Do you guys just have tomato ketchup on toast?
Yes.
What? Just
That's
tomato
normal.
ketchup, nothing else on toast.
Yeah. What's wrong with
On
that?
toast, we have just.
Can I just highlight something here, Lou? Can I just highlight something here? You're looking at us two like we're weird, but technically you're the minority here because you don't eat it. So you're the weird one.
No. Unfortunately, my sister's there as well.
God.
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to listen to him anyway.
I think it must just be a woman thing.
Yeah, it must be.
Yeah, women know what we're on about. We like decent flavours.
Big shout out to Bonnie and to Charles.
Oh, honey.
Charles, man, we really got to hook up, man. Seriously, 100%. Charles is a cool guy, man. I like Charles.
That's what Charles.
He's named after the next king of England. You can't beat that, can you? Do you know what I mean? So you can't beat that.
Shoot.
Yeah. Okay, we're getting well carried away tonight. It's crazy. If you want to join the Patreon, guys, if you want the daily uploads, if you want the experiments, I've also got something up there where I've done revealed my research into sky trumpets, which is really cool. If you want that, patreon.com/other dimension. Sign up now. Trust me, it is kicking off over there. Right, tonight. Listeners' requests.
And when Damon is finished doing his sky trumpets, I might put him out of his misery about it. I don't know yet.
You make it sound like I have a medical condition. When Damon finished with his sky trumpets.
Let me just say, with the sky trumpets, they've been obviously happening for a good couple of years now.
2012.
However, there is another factual conspiracy that goes alongside them that no one ever thinks about. So I'll eventually mention that when Damon's finished doing his bit.
Thanks.
Cool, man.
Bang out of order. Oh, yeah. Just to let you guys know as well, we've just confirmed Truth Collective tomorrow around about 4 or 5 o'clock. We're not sure yet. We're just getting the things together. We're going to be doing a meet and greet with the team and showing off some of our equipment and some of our Ouija boards. Because we're not going out this week because half of the team are going on holiday and leaving me here. Nice.
There's your mum cheering in the background.
Yeah. I'm live, you know. The whole world to see you celebrating the fact you're going to Turkey. Listeners, right, yeah, we've got to go. Listeners' request tonight, right? So first of all, foremost, we've been asked to talk about spirit classifications. How do we classify spirits? What sort of classifications do we give them? I know Ben's got loads of stuff on this. But I think it's more geared towards actual spirits more than demonics.
Yeah, we're looking towards more spirits. So that literally releases a ton of books that I was going to start throwing at people and start listing loads of things off. So I can just take it easy.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? I've done on the Patreon, I've done a daily video log and I addressed this only quickly. And I sort of put it to them in the sense of spirits we're talking about human spirits, so spirits that have lived on this earth, spirits that have passed over. So
I think Jeanette wants to know about elementals as well, though.
Yeah. That's Ben's department. Don't try to catch me out, Lou. But when you talk about human spirits that live here, it's going to be the same in spirit as they are here. Okay, you have your poltergeists, you know, your noisy ghosts, and you have like your magpies, the ones that steal things and give them back and whatever. But I think it's more the fact of you have positive and negative humans, you have narcissistic humans, you have really happy humans, and I think you don't really need to class a spirit except for you have an intelligent haunting and a residual haunting. That's the way I look at things, anyway.
Yeah, it's the best way of running it down, to be honest.
Mm.
It is the
They
best way of
have that
keeping it
sort.
simple.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you've got to remember it's a human spirit. Classifications of spirits plays more of an effect. God damn those cats! Wow.
And then obviously you get human guides that you have. You could have. I know there's when it comes to Buddhism and the teachings out in Asia that you have what's known as enlightened humans. So they're the next stage up. So they are like Buddhist monks that still practice. They're still alive when mummification happens to their bodies.
Ooh.
Technically, some of these Buddhists that you see where the hands are open like that, sat cross-legged. There's a famous one who's wearing sunglasses. He's in a glass cabinet.
Yeah.
Technically, he's still alive.
Oh. Bloody hell. That's. Do you know what? Talking about, like, I know it's completely off topic, but that's got to be one horrible way to die, right? The only thing I've ever researched and come across that could be worse than that is in ancient Greece. If you was found guilty of adultery, they used to put you in a giant brass ball over a fire and used to boil you to death.
Yeah.
That is nasty.
We'll do another show, guys. Just I'll do a history show. In fact, I might do it Sunday actually. We'll have a bit of a random one on Sunday. I will talk about different ancient executions cultures used to do. Just for a random
talk about the
one.
Homdai. You definitely have to talk about the Homdai, the Egyptian one. That is cool.
The Hyundai, he never really existed.
No, we know, but it's a theory. It's sort of like
there is some far worse ones out there that I know of and have found during my research. So this Sunday's show, I will talk about ancient ways of being killed, basically, and executed.
Ooh, I'm going to look forward to that one. Lou's face was just like, yay!
If you're a bit squeamish, don't watch. There is some brutal ones.
I'll be somewhere else.
She's going to go down the offie, get a bottle of wine for that one, I think. Am I right?
Yeah.
So, when it comes to spirit classifications, it's literally the same as you classify people and humans in life. You have good, you have bad, you have narcissists. It's all personality traits. The only sort of spirit classifications that I would sort of section out from that is your poltergeists, which are linked to teenage energies, a spike in hormones or change of hormones, or magpies, or I like to call them magpies. These are the spirits that like to take stuff away and bring it back a few weeks later in a completely random place. Those are the only two I can really sort of. Ben was talking about high
fairies
energy
do that as well, though, and other elementals, they're known to do that.
Very keen.
Yeah.
You've also got. I suppose if you're looking at the lower tiers and stuff like that, you probably throw in ferals, what we class as ferals, which are the
nature, aren't they?
4 foot spirits that do tend to reside around older buildings and stuff. And yeah, they can be good, bad, depends, whatever sort of the situation they're in. So
Vonnie's just asked a question. She said, "Is that right? Is that right, Ben? The Buddhists are embalmed before they die." I think they're actually mummied alive, aren't they?
They self mummification. The skin basically they eat a certain thing that basically produces like a wax coat. Basically, their body starts to produce this wax coating over their body. That like self mummification. I think they are on a strict diet. I think it's a strict diet of like I think milk and I don't know if it's milk, honey, or I'm probably thinking of something else.
Milk and honey don't make you into a mummy.
No, I'm thinking of a different. That was an ancient different technique of preserving a body where they used to do that and then eat the body after. That's a different tribal one.
Getting dark now.
They eat a certain thing that basically produces this sort of film onto their skin as they eat it, and it basically preserves it.
Okay. Jeanette's question, she said, ferals and elementals confuse me. Which fit into which? I'm going to hand this over to Ben, the expert on ferals.
I'm going to hand this over to Lou. Just to see how much she's learned.
Oh, shut up. I've learned. I listen to your ramblings and your ranting.
To be fair, Luke knows pretty much the same as me due to the fact that I just ramble at home and I'm always whinging about stuff. So she knows all the information I do.
We would never have guessed from you on the show, honestly. We would never.
Don't know what you mean.
Right. I shall begin. So, shut up. Right. Stop it. I can't want you distracting me. So, ferals, they get confused as being demons and demonic, but they're not. They are your little 4-foot figures, usually dark, usually hiding because they're scared. Think of them as like more of a wild creature, something that we don't really have an equivalent of on this side. But if you imagine it as being sort of like a wild cat or a fox or something, it's there, it's protecting its territory. We do sometimes say it's more like an elemental spirit because it is more nature-based than human-based. And yeah, it will, if backed into a corner, it will lash out, which is where people say, oh, I've been attacked by a demon. But it's not, it's more like you've been attacked by a wild animal. Like I say, compare it to a cat or a fox, how would they react if you put them into a certain situation is pretty much how a feral would react. Then you've got your other elementals, which are based more on the elements. Like you've got your sprites, like Bracken, who comes around with us. He's a woodland sprite. And then you've got basically different ones which are associated more with each of the elements, like you've got your fire and your water and your air, and you've got your different sort of primary elementals to go with them. Then you've also got like your offshoots of other sort of subspecies and different ones that are around, which again we don't have equivalents for on this side, but who knows what else is running around on that side. I hope that explains things all right, Jeanette?
The best basic rundown.
Yeah.
Can I just add to that? Just before I met Ben, I honestly thought Sprite was just a refreshing drink you have on a summer's day. And now I'm enlightened. It's great.
Although Ben likes to scare the Sprite by saying, oh, I could just, like, you know, have a Sprite now. At which point the little Sprite gets all shocked and sort of scared.
It's funny. So does that kind of explain it a bit more to people?
I think that explains it, yeah.
Elementals are basically...
So you can know what I've just said.
No, I'm just adding on to it. I'm not going over it.
Do you need to add on to it?
Yeah, just so people get another grasp of it. I'm just going to say fairy folk. So what the British Isles are famous for, fairy folk are actually classed as elementals.
That's cool.
Did you?
Yeah. She sort of said that, but in a way where it didn't sound like that. But she did say it.
It's okay.
Well, we know what I'm not. I normally make things really, really complicated, and Luke can just say it dead simple.
It's a talk show. You're supposed to make it complicated. Otherwise, if we were just answering questions with one word, everyone would get really bored. Big shout out to Emma. Emma saying, "I feel like Frodo might die tonight." I'm willing to take odds on that one, 100%.
Hey, Matt's on.
Yep. Big shout out to Matt Chapman. How you doing,
Matt? Matt's on.
So yeah, I mean, if there's any more questions about spirit classifications, hit us up. We will go into them a lot more deeper. We can even look in. See, we've sort of gone from it from our own point of views tonight. We can look at the Warren's classifications of spirits because they had their own classification system for different sorts of spirits. We can go into that. So if you want us to do that, let us know. The next subject, if I remember rightly, is Vikings. Someone asked, I can't remember who asked. I think it was Bonnie asked about Vikings. She wanted to know a bit more about them because I went over in the Nordic takeover about, you know, the gods, goddesses, the worlds, how it was created, the creation story of the Vikings. But she wanted to know how they sort of spread out and all that sort of thing. And a little bit more information about Vikings now. Ben and Lou are really good when it comes to Viking stuff because they reenact Viking battles. So you're not going to reenact something, and Matt as well, yeah. and you're not going to reenact something if you know jack all about it. Do you know what I mean? So it's good to sort of get you guys in on this. Now, when we talk about Vikings being spread out all among the world, Ben dropped one on me, it's about a year ago now, where he said Vikings discovered America before Christopher Columbus, which is proven now. You can see it online, you can get the information online. But when people ask about how Vikings sort of spread out and they sort of went around the world so quickly, it's because the Vikings used to have different classifications of people. Vikings were mainly traders. Even though we see them as warriors or we see them as seers or things like that, their main job, the reason why they used to conquer was because they wanted new lands and new territories, because they were traders at heart, really. That's what I know from my teachings.
Yeah. To go Viking it's like an umbrella word for going trading, going hunting, going raiding,
settling in a new land, creating a life for yourself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Basically, what we did with America about a couple of 100 years later on.
Yeah. And I'll tell you something that I didn't know that I found out the other day, which is quite cool, is that we know we have the number 13 is picked in Judeo-Christian religions and most Abrahamic religions as number 13 is unlucky. But in Viking teachings, 13 is actually also unlucky, and the number 13 stems from the Viking teachings because supposedly there was a meeting of the gods, there was 12 gods there, and Loki showed up as the 13th and he killed, is it Heimdall? Even though he's resurrected, and that's why the 13 is unlucky, and that was taken from Viking teachings and moved over. And because they get the story about the Templars and the Friday the 13th as well, that plays a lot of it. But if you actually go back, it's all to do with the Viking god meeting. That's why 13 is unlucky. I found that out the other day. You're going to say that I'm wrong, aren't you, Ben?
No, I'm not too. When it comes to that sort of era in time, I am, as much as I know some of the Viking stuff, I'm more Middle Eastern history around about. Around that time was the age of enlightenment, Middle East. Matt, funny enough.
Matt said, fun Norse fact, Freya had a chariot pulled by cats. Yes, true. That is true.
The one thing I do know, well, two facts I do know about the sort of Viking Nordic era was that one, their Ragnarok, after Ragnarok, there's only supposed to be a tree and a male and a female left, which is how they managed to convert so many Christians over to, how they managed to convert so many of the Nordic beliefs over to Christian beliefs.
Yeah, that was the Christian Norse belief that they did that afterwards. The actual Nordic belief is that there were 7 gods that survived after Ragnarok, because Ragnarok doesn't signify the end of the world. It signifies a change, like a change in government, a change in power.
And the second one is about that Iceland never actually converted to Christianity. They just told the Pope that they did, and no one ever went out and checked.
Yeah. You said that on the show before, and I went and checked that. And I was just like, oh my God, he's bang on. That is so true.
they literally just, basically, the story is that Rome sent out an envoy of like a few people saying, to Iceland to say, you need to convert to Christianity or we will attack you. So all the nobles of Iceland at the time all gathered together to discuss their options. And one of them just happened to turn around and went, what if we tell them? Because they're not likely to send someone out here to check. So if we tell them we've converted, they won't send anyone out to check. And that's what they did. And that's how they survived. No one went out and checked.
They sort of waved from the shore with a big burning cross and was like, are they gone? Yeah, they're gone. Right, get rid of that. Let's go back to the normal ways.
That's literally how it changed. So, yeah.
Well,
Icelandic is the closest language you will get now to ancient Viking.
Yes.
They're an isolated.
They're the only country in the world as well that still recognise seers or like soothsayers that the Nordic religion had. People that used to have to go and you'd go and have your future predicted by a seer as a Viking, and then as payment you'd have to lick their hand.
I don't know about licking
really
the hand. I don't know what you.
No, seriously. No, seriously. You used to have to lick their hand. I've got that confirmed. It was like an offering of the body to the seer. It was quite. But talking of Iceland, there's a really cool. One of the famous Vikings that he actually come from Iceland. He got expedited to Greenland. Was Eric the Red or Eric Magnusson?
Yeah.
He was a really famous Viking berserker, and he got expedited to Greenland with his family because when the Christians come over and try to convert the country, he actually just cut their heads off where they stood. And then people say he was the reason he's called Eric the Red because he was bloodthirsty. There'd been so many battles, he just had to kill things. That's quite cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kath's on. Kath, just while you're on, you have the only exclusive original Other Dimension hoodie.
Yeah, she really does. Yeah, the first ones that we got printed off. Yeah, she does. And that's going to be vintage soon. You watch.
That is a limited edition, one time.
Literally the only one. The one off. Oh, very nice. You're very pretty.
But yeah, if anyone else has any questions, feel free to throw them up in the comments and we'll answer them as well.
Also, we got asked to talk about something that I know Ben has been doing some research into lately. We got asked to talk about CERN, CERN, which is the government-funded, what do they call them? I don't know what they call them, spin-off, that are trying to create matter and dark matter using the Hadron Collider, which we know Ben's been researching a lot into at the moment. And if it's causing wormholes or gateways to another dimension. Now, I knew Ben would love this question. That's why I said, like, let's do it. Let's ask him it. Because he's going to get, Mr. Scientific now. The white lab coat's going to come out and the test tubes.
Right, so gloves on, sleeves up, all that lot. For those of you that have been watching my show for the past couple of weeks, obviously you've known. I've only just started and Lou just starts yawning by the side of me.
Sorry, I'm not really tired now. I've been busy.
Yeah, Lou, yeah.
Carry on. Alright, I'm paying attention.
So, I'll start again. So, on my show, obviously, we've been looking at quantum mechanics and into that sort of energy-based fields. And I have also put forward a calculation that scientists know that they require a certain amount of energy to be able to basically tear time and space apart. Now, this is the same frequency energy output that they believe black holes create. So this is 10 to the power, is it 19 to the power of 10 or 10 to the power of 19? I can't remember that. I've got my notes on it. Billion volts of electric. That's more than it's more than the planet creates. We don't have that much power to create that much singularity point.
Yeah.
Even the Hadron Collider cannot create that much energy. So they are not able to create black holes. They're not able to create wormholes. This was the general fear of, if anyone remembers when they first turned it on, all the newspapers were running headlines that they were going to create a black hole and all this stuff. That's why a lot in the scientific community were kind of laughing because they knew you can't do it. However, there are, obviously, as we know, for those of you that didn't end up losing your brain when I was talking about quantum state matter, there are 22 different states of matter with different electrical charges. These are what are produced at Hadron Collider. This is how they know about these certain things. As they go forward, firing more, they basically fire one atom of a certain element and another atom of a certain element at each other. This creates, obviously, the energy. For those of you that might think this is the same as atomic bombs, it's not. It's that splitting the atom. This is colliding two together. they can produce antimatter. They have done for 0.0 seconds. They managed to create antimatter. In fact, there's actually a photograph of a single atom of antimatter you can find on Google that they took once they created it. So hopefully that explains that in a small basis. I'm not just fried everyone away.
I've just got to send a big shout out to Kate there on the YouTube channel. Don't forget, guys, we are at 100 subscribers. Oh, 127 last time I checked. So we're rocking. So if you want to add us on YouTube, just search the other dimension, because for some reason they won't give us a link yet because they're out of order. Ross saying, how does someone close a porthole? I pulled it off once, but not sure. Believe I was lucky.
Quantum crystal. Quartz crystal.
Yeah.
Quartz crystal vibrates 418 million vibrations a second. It will bring everything into focus.
Yeah. Big shouts out to Kate. Said thank you. My brain hurts. I won't lie.
Sorry, Kate. I am so sorry.
Alicia Michelle, she's saying, hi, I found you via watching Seth's video. I'm glad I found you, as I find all the paranormal world interesting. I'm slowly going through all of your previous videos. I hope you enjoy them, Alicia. I really do. We've covered, well, technically, I think me and Ben have been going now for just over a year and a half now.
Well, we got a memory thing, didn't we, on our channel the other day, saying we've been doing a year.
Yeah, so I think it's a year and a half. It's crazy. I just can't believe we've been doing it so long. I've got a question for you, right? Now, we're talking about them shooting atoms at each other, right, and creating antimatter. Now, when you talk about atom bombs, now when you split an atom, that's an implosive reaction. So it goes within itself, and that's what causes the harsh reaction to go out. When you shoot two atoms against each other and you're creating antimatter, isn't that more of an explosive reaction? And wouldn't that cause some sort of atmospheric disturbance, or even a disturbance in the electromagnetic field of the Earth?
Other way around.
Other way around, right? Okay.
Yeah. An atomic explosion is atom splitting, which then causes it to cascade into other atoms, causing them to split, causing them to split, causing them to split, basically producing what you see as the massive Jock-off mushroom cloud.
Oh, right, okay, so it's an adverse reaction.
When you're firing two particles at each other, they literally are hitting each other bang on. So you imagine you've got a car and another car going at basically the speed of light towards each other.
Yeah.
Smacking dead. There is enough power there to create elements, and they're still trying to figure out and calculate everything. There is a bit of a conspiracy theory, though. I will throw this out for anyone that's interested, because I know everyone likes conspiracies.
Oh, we love them.
There is a theory that we currently are living inside a hadron collider.
Right, I've heard of this, yeah.
Due to the expansion of our universe, would coincide with two atoms hitting against each other. The following explosion of energy is what our universe is. So eventually our universe will dissipate due to the fact that explosion has dissipated itself. Yeah.
This goes along the same sort of theory as the simulation theory. That supposedly in 2012, the Earth changed, and when we all went to sleep at certain times, we re-entered into a simulation, almost like the Matrix, and we're now living in a simulation because our bodies have to be preserved or something. Yeah. I've done a deep dive. Yeah. That's Kate. She's saying, is that similar to the teacup theory? Yeah. We see people call it a teacup theory. I call it the Men in Black locker theory. Have you seen the film Men in Black where he opens the locker?
Yeah.
That's what I compare it to. So yeah, like the simulation, the teacup theory, it all sort of bangs into that. But obviously, when they're shooting atoms at each other, the point I'm trying to say is, because someone mentioned on the Patreon when I was talking about the sky trumpets, is could the Hadron Collider be causing these sky trumpets to happen because of the outburst of? Because obviously, if you've got that much energy contained and being generated at one point, it's going to make a fluctuation in the EMF field, because we have a natural EMF field on the world. It's got to make. So they were saying, could that be causing the sky trumpet phenomena?
Right.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
I'm going to put Damon out of his misery now then with that.
Yeah.
When it comes to the sky trumpets, the sounds that everyone's been hearing,
yeah,
there's been something that's following a couple of days after.
Right.
And that has been bad weather situations. So advanced storms. Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
There are two countries in this entire world that we know of. One has been caught using it.
Right.
And I mean caught using it. And that would be the harp system.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Finally. Now I'm right. Okay. I don't need to do any more on Sky Trumpets now. I know exactly. I know what you're talking about now.
There you go. That's why, guys. I like to do this to Damon, bless him. He loves to do all the research, and then I give him the answer at the end, and he's just like, "Yeah, I was close. I was bang on." Yeah.
Because harp is the weaponized
High altitude weather manipulation system.
Yeah.
Now the Americans have it. We have it.
Yeah.
China has it and got caught using it during the Olympics.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's all makes sense now. Because if you're going to manipulate the weather, it's almost as if like Joe, that theory that people come across where they talk about time travel. If you travel in time, you are not allowed to visit yourself or manipulate the way in which your path is already happening. So by just using time travel itself, you run a risk of a backlash, or what they call it, a fold in
paradox.
time. Yeah, paradox. So that would be the same as using the harp weaponry, that you're going to have some sort of adverse effects from using that.
Yeah, the electrical distortion in the atmosphere, the stratosphere, and all that lot interfere massively. Due to the fact that we are currently living in a situation now and a time where the magnetic field of the planet is actually starting to move, everyone has this theory that it's going to flip dead quick. It's not. If you look over the past, I think it's over the past 100 years, the magnetic North Pole has gone from inside Canada. I think it now resides just off the coast of Canada and Russia, so it's slowly moving over. I think they said the next 50 to 100 years, then the magnetic North Pole is going to be inside Russia.
Wow!
And just
that's going to play
a
massive part in global warming, even though I know it doesn't exist. But there you go.
Just for what Kate's saying as well. Try copper bands around your wrists. They're supposed to be good for building up energy in you. Can you think of anything else building up energy inside? Good way of building energy.
Just at the moment, anyway.
Oh bless.
If you're talking about energy spirit-wise, then you can use certain crystals. I'm not a crystal expert.
Yeah.
I'm one of my team is a crystal expert, and they would be able to help with that.
Yeah, you can use certain crystals, but copper bands are the best ones.
Like this.
Yeah. You can get flat copper bands. Any copper bands, they interfere with the electrical system of your body. Yeah. So if you get some of them, brilliant idea.
They call them arthritis bangles as well. They're supposed to help with arthritis.
Coffee, as well, as Lou's just said. Good brand of coffee can help.
Well, if you're talking about natural remedies to increase energy, you can use things like ashwagandha, which I've just bought, which is an Indian testosterone enhancer. I know Lou does a lot of work with herbs. I know there's certain herbs that you can use to increase spiritual energy. I think St. John's wort you can use, if I'm right.
Yeah.
But that's also for on the menopause.
Oh, that's what I've been doing wrong. Okay.
Just to Natasha said, chemists sell them. Chemists sell them. This is where, like I always say on Sundays, this is where cultology and all this mysticism actually coincides with actual medical and scientific things.
Yes, it does. Because what they old alchemists used to use coffee beans and anything that increased the thermogenics in your body. So used to help you to increase the temperature of your body. They used to use it in a way where it would increase spiritual energy. So you can use like coffee chocolate's another thing that increases the body. And sugar, natural sugars. There's potassium in bananas that will help. When I used to go out investigating back in the day, we used to have like this thing where a lot of the team, because we was working long hours, used to do public events. We used to get the events at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we wouldn't get home till like 5, 6 o'clock the next morning. So we had problems with obviously energy levels. And the thing that we found that worked the most was bananas. You used to have bananas because the potassium in the banana used to give you that burst of energy. So there are natural ways, Kate, to increase your spiritual energy by increasing the temperature of your body.
Yep. Yeah. As I think I was saying on Sunday, on Sunday's show about the heat kinetic energy of your body, which you can change that into the actual electrical output in your body. So your body already produces an electrical field. You can actually increase it as well with making your body burn more stuff. So, like I say, having coffee beans stuff, it makes your body burn more. Yeah,
because that sort of goes along your fact when you was talking about before about vibrating atoms. Certain atoms vibrate at certain energies and that. Because when you're increasing the thermogenics of the body, you're actually increasing the rate in which the atoms in your body are generating and vibrating more. So it's going to increase more energy.
Yeah,
definitely. I mean, if anybody's got any questions in the chat room, if they want us to answer anything, just hit us up there in the chat. I mean, you've got Ben is everything occultologist. He can tell you everything occult and demonology and paranormal. I've got background in investigating and demonology and researching to conspiracies. And Lou is the best baby wicker you'll ever come across.
She will kill you, man. I am already.
No, Lou is our divination expert, the divination specialist. If you catch her shows, honestly, I know someone said they were going back through the shows that we've done before, right? If you go back on them and check out Lou's tessiography video, I know I bang on about it all the time, but I've never been so influenced by a video that I've watched online before when I watched that one. I was just like, wow. I've even started drinking tea and I can't stand it.
Damon's loving his tea bags now.
See, look, so first of all, you said that I've got sky trumpets, so it says that I'm medically fucking something wrong with me. And now you're telling me that I like to get tea bagged. You're not doing very well with me tonight, are you?
We're going to send the pooch to go and tea bag it.
Yeah.
It's been quiet for one.
I know, she's doing really good. Lou, I know do you know about certain crystals that help increase energy? Because I know that tiger's eye is to do with fertility, isn't it, and grounding.
I've not looked into crystals too much at the moment, just the ones that I own. So I'm not going to say anything on that.
I think it was Kathy who said something about she uses tiger's eye. Jade's supposed to be a good one as well. Clear quartz, rose quartz.
Rose quartz is for love.
Talking of that, Egyptians used to use when they used to do their rituals as well. And it's a really famous story that comes with this with Cleopatra, is lapis lazuli. Because it used to increase spiritualness. And Cleopatra Cleopatra actually had it in the top of her arm here. She had lapis lazuli put into her skin. So that when she died, it was easier for her to travel over to the other side.
Yep, there was only one place. There was only two places that used to mine that as well in the world. One was Scotland and one was Egypt. It was Afghanistan.
Yeah. And we all know what else comes out of Afghanistan. Oh, Emma's saying she uses citrine. That's another good one. Citrine's good for energy. Yeah. I mean, crystals, it's a weird, getting onto this, because crystals seems to be coming up in the chat as well. Crystals are a really weird thing because with crystals, we don't put a lot of emphasis on like we do with diamonds and sapphires and rubies. They're not, but they sort of pick. They're almost like the wands in Harry Potter. The crystal picks the wizard. The wizard doesn't pick the crystal. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, it's what it is when it comes to crystals. It's the different.
That's more like when you're using a pendulum.
Yeah, it's to do with the different atom, the atom structure of different crystals. That's why we use crystals in quantum computers and mobile phones, everything like that. Different crystals produce different frequencies.
Kate's part, thanks guys, super helpful. What's your stance on Chariot of the Gods? Just finished reading it. I've never read it. Never read it.
Dan Vanek, Von Dan, I can't remember his last name, but yeah, I've read that book, and I've never seen anyone use so many question marks in all my life in a book. But he produces a very, very, very good argument. To be fair, if it weren't for his book, you wouldn't have shows like Ancient Astronaut or Ancient Alien. Who's looking up now? This is a very good book. He's a very good bloke himself as well. He still believes in God, and also believes in the ancient astronaut thing.
Well, you can have the two live side by side. It does make sense.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
If you take Christian belief and Islamic, Abrahamic religion belief, God is not a person. It's a belief system. It's something that you believe that's within inside you. So as much as you have like the creation theory of Adam and Eve and God creating the world and that, I get that. And I understand that. Oh, Eric Van Daniken.
Yeah, I can never pronounce his name.
I was going to go along the lines of Van Doonigan, but he was like a character back in like the 60s, wasn't he, before I was even born. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, you can still have the theory of the ancient alien theory alongside God, because it depends on how you perceive God, whether you perceive him as a being, an omnipotent, omnipresent being, or if you perceive him as a belief. You can still have the two that run side by side.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with having them beliefs side by side. Look at me. I study cultology. I do study demonology. Yet I'm very scientifically driven. There's no. People say I can't do that. There's nothing saying I can't not do that. That's how I see things.
M saying I need a crystal that makes toddlers do as they're told. There is a crystal for that. It's called the Naughty Step. It works really well. Super Nanny swears by it. So
yeah, no, it didn't work with Emma, so it ain't going to work with the little.
No, that's what I mean. She really. I've heard stories about what she was like when she was younger, right? Yeah, and she expects little one to be. The apple never falls far from the tree, 100%. Kathy, what she say? So I do laugh according to my mood. Jane will dump a necklace on me and tells me to try again in 20 minutes. I highly recommend Labradorite. Yeah,
Labradorite. Yeah.
Well, we're just Turkin. Oh God.
What we're Turkin? Down jitty.
While we're talking about crystals and stuff, I just thought, because I share this. It's an app on my phone. It's a free one. It's called the Citrine Circle. That's I don't know if you can kind of see it. I might see if I can put a link or something on the thing. And it's a guide to crystals, and it's really handy. I've got books, but if I need like a go-to thing, then what are you doing? Then yeah, you can. It's got like all the crystals on it. Again, I'll try and show you, but it's really dodgy to try and see on this. And it's got a search bar at the top, so you can search if you know the name of it, or there is a filter function when you can filter by collection, color, hardness, location, luster, chakra, zodiac element, or metaphysical properties. So if you click on, say, metaphysical properties, like you're wanting something for spiritual growth or astral travel, grounding, protection, it's just got a whole load of lists. So you can just click on it, it'll bring up the crystals that correspond to that.
Wow.
It's handy.
Wow. Well, guys, make sure you check out our sponsor, the Citrine Circle. No, I'm joking.
I just thought share it because it's a free one, and I found it through
cool. That's really
a Facebook group, and she was like trying to promote it and stuff. And it's just been made by persons like you and me, and it's actually really good.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna make my team download that, because I know with the team we go old school. We're like you guys. I mean, everyone's seen Ben and Lou Out Investigation. They're a lot like what Truths Collective do, and I think Supernatural is along the same sort of lines. The two teams that we sponsor here on The Other Dimension. Old school's the best school. And you can't beat that. Even though, okay, that everyone's going to go, well, that ain't old school, that's an app. Yeah, but it's an app that tells you how to use things that are old school. It's almost like an abacus on your phone, like Ben's got.
No, but I still go out carting books about. People are all there with their little phones and that lot, and then there's me, as those that have seen on the exploring video. I still have a book.
It really does. It really does. We done a talk at Tewkesbury, right? And everyone was getting out. Lou was getting out all the jewellery and that, and I was getting out all my pictures. Everyone else is setting up, putting all their stuff around. Ben just goes, shaboom! Big pile of books like that. It's so true.
But hear me out. When you go on a paranormal investigation, everything that everyone has now is electronic. So we know spirits will drain energy off everything. So I just bring a book because it can't drain the energy off the pages.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. 100%. 100%. Kate's saying, I think being open-minded is a wonderful thing. Whatever you know, believes, knowledge is everything. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, you can't beat a good book. What you got to remember is, as much as, okay, we've got the internet now and it's like massively based. You can search anything on there now. You can find anything you want to find on the internet. But everything on the internet can be edited. When it's written in the book, big shouts out to the Denmark crew. Woo! Shouts out to Jonas Christensen. When anything on the internet can be edited. When someone prints a book, if they only print 100 of them, whatever's written in there can't be edited. So there's knowledge in there, especially like some of the books that Ben's got. If you ever get a chance to have a look through Ben's books, have a go, because there's books in there that are just like, they're amazing. They're amazing, and they're like prints. Like he's got a book on the Hellfire that was written like, I don't know, 4000 BC. I don't know, something like that. But
my Hellfire book. Yep. My Hellfire book is a limited edition. There was only 666 copies, and I have the 416th edition. So it doesn't get. I might bring it out again and do another video so everyone can have a look through it and I'll look at the photos and stuff. But beyond that, it does not leave my side due to the fact that how much it is actually worth.
Yeah, definitely. Where have I? Hold on, 2 seconds. You can still
and
hear me, but I've had to go.
The bloke I brought it off didn't actually have a clue what it was worth when I brought it. So
yeah, I explained to the guys how much me and Ben love a book, right? Yeah. We was in Tewkesbury doing a talk, and Lou sent us out to get some lunch. So we're walking around, and there's like this really old, nooky, like old bookshop. I was like, "Oh, Ben, come on, should we go in there and have a look, see if we get some books?" Ben was like, "No, I went in about 2 hours ago. They got nothing, mate. Don't worry about it." He said to me, "Better W.A. Smith across the road."
I will hunt out any esoteric books.
Yeah. I Joe what? I'm still yet to find a copy of Beware the Pale Horse. What's that? What are you laughing at, Lou? What have I done?
If anyone just heard that, we literally had a crow at the top of the chimney just scream down the chimney.
I wondered what that was.
Yeah, that was a crow screaming down our chimney.
We don't get that in Essex.
No, you usually get next door.
If anyone couldn't see properly, here's some screenshots. Oh, they won't upload. You have to stick them up on the page. For some reason, we can't seem to upload photos on here. I don't know why. But yeah, guys, this was quite a good show. It was really relaxed, actually. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, just a reminder for obviously people talking about my book. With Damon talking about my books. I forgot all about that, didn't I?
What's that? Oh yeah, right. Go on.
Here's a quick example of stuff that actually exists in my books. So this one is. There you go. So that is one of the main seals that I have in a book. I won't go.
Funnily enough, I'll be talking about bow tie on the next divination when I'm all about mirrors.
Yeah.
Doing the recap on that.
So you'll be seeing that one again, and Lou will be explaining that one again to you on her show when she recaps mirrors, as she just said.
Wicked. And also, guys, we've also got, don't forget, Sunday we have the Occult and Science show, where Ben will be talking about Ancient Ways of Being Executed, which I'm actually really looking forward to. I know Lou is already planning that she's going to go and get a bottle of Blossom Hills, some Chardonnay, some Moet, as we call it in Essex, and enjoy that show. Also, tomorrow we've got an interview with Matt from P3 Paranormal over there in America. It's a special one-off show, and for the Patreoners, if you want to hear more from Matt, we'll be uploading an exclusive half-an-hour show after, just for the Patreoners. And what else?
Okay. Just quick one. Okay, have you guys ever been to Norfolk?
Norwich.
Norwich. God, my brain is literally fried.
My auntie lives about 20 minutes away from Norwich. I've been there quite a fair few times, actually.
You know what? I never have done. I've been meaning to get out that way to actually do an investigation. So you never know. Okay, if me and Lou are out that way, we'll keep you in touch, and we'll let you know if we're doing an investigation out there.
There's a really famous haunted picture taken in Norfolk. I can't remember. It was at, I can't remember the name of the hall, but there's one with the grey lady on the stairs. I've actually been to that.
Yeah.
That's really haunted. Really, really haunted. Say hi to Matt from me. We did a podcast. I will do. Yeah. I will do, Kathy. Lock in tomorrow. I know you're on investigation tomorrow because you're wearing your exclusive hoodie, aren't you? Oh, wicked, Kate. Brilliant. Like, hit us up. Let us know.
Oh, she lives in Germany now. That's fine. We'll do a road trip. We're happy to do a road trip.
Like we said on the show yesterday when Lou was doing divination, the Patreon's booming now. We've only got to save up 3 years and we're off to Skeggy, man. Seriously, I'm not going to lie to
you. 3 years from now, we can afford an ice cream for us to share.
Yeah, exactly. No, we are planning other dimension meetups and greet-ups and paranormal investigations and these sort of things. So you guys can see us how we work when we're out and about. Tomorrow we've got the interview with Matt from P3. I think next week we've got someone on, haven't we, Lou?
No, next week me and Ben are on holiday.
Yep.
Next week you've got me on my own, if I just found out.
No, we'll be Pendle Hill. Ooh.
Oh, wow. Are you going to visit
family holiday? Me, Ben, the child, and the dog. We are going on holiday to Pendle.
I may do a quick live.
We'll just have to see what the signal's like.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool. I mean, I've got it covered. I can talk for England, so I've got it covered. It's all good. Tomorrow as well, guys, Truth Collective, we will be going live with a meet and greet for the team, showing you some of our boards and letting you know what we're up to. As the team are abandoning me and going to Turkey on holidays, we won't be going on live on investigation for a little while. Hopefully we can get Jeanette on as well because she's part of the team now, so we can get her on as well, but I will talk to her about that tomorrow. Apart from that, I think that's pretty much about merchandise. Go and get the Other Dimension merchandise. We have divination tops and t-shirts. We have occult and science tops and t-shirts. We have Other Dimension tops and t-shirts. Truth Collective, Supernatural. They're all available on the link. Emma's asking if you can take her child.
I will take the honor, and I will quite happily train her and supply her with sugar, and then give her back to you.
Well, no, I was just think of like we could get Evelyn to look after her, and it'll put her off having children.
Yeah.
No offense to you or anything.
Yeah.
But you know, toddlers, we know what they're like.
Big shout out to Kate saying thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate your work. We love it all.
That's right.
Big shout out to you, Kate. Honestly, it's really like me and Ben always say, and Lou, we always say, we can't do this show without you guys. Yeah, it would be so boring if we were sitting there talking to ourselves. So without you guys, this and you guys have just exploded in the last couple of weeks. It's just been amazing. So humbled by how many people are actually tuning in now and looking into our shows. I mean, Lou got a massive response to last night's divination. The show's plodding along at unbelievable numbers at the moment, and it's just amazing. It is literally just amazing.
I still will have to admit, though, guys, when I went to film that episode with exploring Josh and exploring with fighters and that lot, I had no idea who they were. I had no idea what sort of gathering they had behind it. It was only when Luke told me later on that gathering they had behind it. So it is nice that you guys come over, and we really do appreciate it.
Definitely, it's nice to have that crossover. It's nice to share with Josh and the fighters. It's really nice to sort of have that crossover. Also, just to put it out there, if anyone wants to have us on their shows or if they want to come on the show here, all you got to do is contact us on the page, facebook.com/TOD Paranormal, and we'll make space for you guys. I know that we've got a couple of shows, we're doing interviews coming up. When I get round to it, like in between all the training and the bits and bobs that I'm doing, I will put up dates of the shows that will be going on the page when I get a chance. I'm just busy as hell at the minute, but thank you guys for looking in. It's been great.
No, it is a pleasure, guys. Thank you. Just a quick one as well. For those of you that do live in the UK, Kate, don't worry, I'll do a live for you guys on YouTube at some point. Don't forget, we do have our own location coming online soon at Stoke-on-Trent. So we will be doing paranormal nights up there. I'll also be trying to do a few round Derby. So yeah, it's gathering steam, guys.
Oh, you and Lou are doing a talk at Stoke-on-Trent, yeah?
Yeah.
That's in June, isn't it?
June 10th, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So make sure you check that one out, guys.
Yeah, big shout out to Stoke-on-Trent Museum.
I'm going to say that's when we've got a live film from there, but it's also we've got Warren Area Paranormal Society. We're interviewing on that day.
We will be doing a live from there with an audience. So it could get interesting.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be cool. That's gonna be cool. Big shouts out to the Ghost on Trent crew. Out to you guys. Big ups. Honestly, big
Stoke Hunters of Ghost on Trent.
Yeah, man. It's just I can't thank Chris and the guys enough down there. Their support has been absolutely amazing on the show.
Yeah.
With what they're doing. Also, guys, as well, there will be another paranormal and supernatural big fat quiz coming up in the middle of June, where hopefully I'll be giving away a £10 Amazon voucher plus others bits and bobs. So that's going to be quite good, and hopefully Ben can get past 1 point this time.
I get gagged, so I'm not allowed to answer questions because I answered one and I answered it within milliseconds, and everyone just jumped straight on it.
It's like,
Before we even get to the point whether you can answer or not, I've got to develop a better scoring system, because it was like writing down hieroglyphics when I was trying to get the scores.
Yeah.
I need like 50 calculators on the side and just put numbers in it or something, and just put people's names on something. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'll definitely sort something out. But from us guys here at The Other Dimension, we're away until tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow at 7 o'clock, where we'll be interviewing Matt from PT Paranormal. Until then, guys, it's bye from me and bye from Ben and Lou. That way.
bye.
See you later.
And just remember, guys, always remember, guys, if there's no other explanation, there is always the other dimension.